Hey, this is Time Bomb, and if it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button to catch all the updates. Thank you for joining me. This is my tutorial on Stickwork. I want to show you the different moves, the different ways that you can use the sticks, and just the different things that they do, and maybe some different situations to use them. Working in practice mode here and taking a look back at some of my gameplay footage over the last little bit. So I'm over here in an open practice here, and all I just wanted to show was kind of just once I have the ball to someone here. Now let's take a look at the first. If you just have the right stick and you just kind of flick it to the left, you see he does that little move like that. Just kind of like flick it to the left, a little stop like that. So if that was more from a standstill, flicking it to the left, see he does the little juke. But if you're running and you do it, he does a little hop. So it's kind of good to you need to kind of be aware of the differences kind of when you're running with the ball, because you want to have control over the move that you do. And doing it to the left or the right is going to give you the same thing. You know, you get the little hop, little hop, little hop, just flicking the stick to the left or the right. But like I said, if you're slowing down a little more and you do it, it gives you more like that little cut. Kind of see, you're kind of angled, he's giving you the little cut move. So that's good to keep in mind as well. Now you can also hold the left trigger, and it's going to give you more of this more of the juke. See, rather than the no left trigger, you get the hop. With the left trigger, you get the little juke, a little more like the standstill. See, you kind of slow it down when you do it that way. So it's good. You kind of know. It's kind of like using the left trigger and flicking the stick to the side is giving you a little more control after you do it, you know, just kind of doing that rather than the full-on hop and sidestep. So it's good to know those differences. Now, when you're, I'll just run with the ball. Now, another thing about run stick, it's good to remember you don't want to hold the right trigger right when you get the ball and you're running it. You want to hold the right trigger once you get more into open space. So remember, when you get the ball off the handoff, it's very important to wait to hold the right trigger, because it makes you, maybe you need to hit a different hole and cut back, and then once you get past the line you want to hit the right trigger and then go for it. Because stickwork isn't all the right stick. Stickwork is also just using the left stick and just being able to just kind of move the people where you want to by using those movements, right? Because as you start to swerve a little bit, they don't know which way to commit to, and then you can kind of outmaneuver them on the. Wow, he dropped that ball. Way to go! And he dropped that ball. No one's covering you. Because then they don't know which way you're gonna go, and then you can just kind of spin move, and it's just they're gone. That's how you kind of really shake people. So let's kind of take a look at some more of the little minute controls though as well. So if I'm running and I just hit up on the right stick, it's going to do that little truck move, which is not really considered stickwork necessarily, but a huge part of it. Then when you hit down, it's going to do this little stop move, which a lot of times too when you're running one-on-one, it's kind of one of the options of what you want to do. You either want to spin or you want to do kind of a stop move like that so that he misses the tackle. There's just two ways to shake people. You can also just, again, do whatever else you want to do, but those are just two very common ways. Now the difference between holding left trigger and down on the right stick and doing it is, I think, negligible. I don't see any difference between them. See, just down on the right stick, left trigger and down on the right stick. Yeah, no, they don't make any difference, so it's the exact same thing. Now, like I was just talking about with the spin move, there's two ways to do the spin move. One way is you can hold the left trigger and then spin the controller like a Haruken all the way around. You hold left trigger and just go. Like that all the way. But you can also just press the B button, which gives you kind of a different kind of spin. I also hold the left trigger and B button, which is my favorite kind of spin, I think. And you kind of want to control the direction of it a bit. Be aware of the way you are going to spin with it, because you can kind of send yourself off in some weird ways if you don't do it at the right time, which is, I mean, if you're kind of running like this, it's you don't want to be, you know what I mean? That's going to send you back towards the end zone if you don't spin the right way. You want to spin like that and then kind of spin the other direction. You want to spin around, away from their hit always. You're I'm always setting people up this way and then coming back with the spin. Setting people up that way and then juking back on them. That's the way that I personally like to do it. set them up for a move, and then run away from it. Try to use the stick work to avoid your people. It sounds obvious, but that's really what you're doing, is using the sticks to set them up one way and then go another way. Just like in actual football, when you're running with the ball, you're trying to throw people off with your footwork on where you're going. So it's pretty cool. Go into practice mode and, you know, just mess around with these. Feel them out. See how different they can be for you, what moves you should use when, and just see. You'll know how they work, so you'll know when to use which ones. So let's take a look at some of the gameplay footage that I have here as well. And in a lot of this gameplay footage here, at first, it's just mostly stick work, just straight using the left stick to just avoid those hits. I'm usually, on these kick returns like this, I am using the speed burst like right away. See here, I hit that hole, get outside, and then I'm just using the speed and just using my left stick as much as I can. See right there, along the sidelines, and kind of just staggering my movements and then cutting away from them. You kind of want to make them commit to you and then try to get away from it at the right moment when they do go for a diving hit. Here, I hit that hole, I get outside, and I don't even need to spin. I just am able to beat him with speed outside. These guys, see, you notice each time I'm cutting in and then away from it, just to get away from the hit. Another big, kickoff here from the end zone, and I'm able to just swerve inside and outside. If you can just keep enough distance so they can't get a big diving hit on you, then you're able to avoid them, get outside, and you're gone for a touchdown. Here's another running play where I'm just cutting up the middle and I just get great blocking. I maybe was using the A button to get some, just to stiff arm some people and get away, but, generally I'm just using those moves. Here we go again. I'm on, this is after an interception. It's going wide, cut in, cut outside. That's the best move. It's not anything special, but it's so huge. When you're able to cut towards the sideline and cut back out, you can burn so many people, because once you start cutting towards the sidelines, people kind of think that you're going to be running up it. So when you're able to pull it back inside, you get so much space because you're going to throw that last man. So another big return there for a touchdown. This play I'm handing up right up the middle and then just getting enough separation. You can see my stiff arm still up there, and I'm able to run this one all the way for a touchdown. Last man, he's no chance at me. And here we go again, running up the middle with Bo Jackson. This must have been a ways ago. And he's just going to get outside. No one's going to touch this, untouched all the way. I don't even need to truck anybody or spin or anything sometimes if I'm getting those kind of runs. But here we go. I've got more Barry Sanders. He's more of a back that I'm going to be spinning with. Big spin to lose everyone. See what I mean? Go outside, spin back to the middle. This looks like it's off of a punt return. Kind of set him up wide, spin it back into the middle, then I'm going to get outside. This is with, that's Ross, so he's just got so much speed. Once it's open field, he's going to be able to outrun most people. Now there's some more defenders. See right there in the backfield, you've got to sometimes make a big move, spin move, then a little juke, and I'm able to get a little extra yardage than I should have. This was off a kick return. That was a weird strength spin that he was able to avoid that hit, and then he got outside and just accelerated. He was gone for that one. Here you go, big pitch outside, and you see that guy makes a terrible tackle. I'm going to spin back in the middle. A lot of bad tackling by him there that I was able to get as many yards as I did. Now this one's off of a big user lurk, or maybe it was a pick there. I go outside, spin back, make a miss. See again, use a little jump move into the middle away from that hit, and he's able to be basically gone here. He's going to use a little bit of stick to get inside and beat that last man. So I think if you can't underestimate big spin move to set myself free, another spin move to get him, another last man's trying to get me, no spin move for that one though. That was a little too much. But I don't think you can really underestimate, wow, holy, double spin move release there on those two guys, both miss. Last guy's no chance of catching him. But you can't underestimate how important stick work is. Like we're seeing here, use it in kick returns, use it after interceptions, use it running plays, use it after big passes to beat people. Ooh, big little hop juke move there. There's just so many ways that you can use it to beat your opponent that it can't be underestimated. So you should get into the practice mode, try it out again. Just go over what all the moves do so you know situationally which move to drop when you're there, because you don't want to be thinking about what does what. You want it to be natural, so get used to doing it. And then when it's there, it'll be there for you when you need it. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for checking out the video. You guys have been amazing. I've been Time Bomb. Both of those things will continue to be true. I'll catch you guys later.
about you, baby. Yeah, I'm mad